Today we're going to be talking about how my 1968 Ford Mustang broke down on the first week of ownership, as well as we're going to go in an in-depth review on everything that's wrong with this car. Let's go ahead and start off by what I found out driving my car 100 miles to get a dyno sheet, which we have already completed. Subscribe to see that video, see how much horsepower it made. So with that being said, let's see exactly what caused my car to break down. That doesn't look good at all. So I just pulled off the wheel, and I don't think a rotor is supposed to have that much play. I think a bearing just completely went out, and you guys could see the shredded metal in there. So this is pretty bad. Brake pads, I thought it was actually going to be brake pads. Brake pads are actually still have a lot of life in them, but yeah, this rotor is completely falling off here. Alright, so I think I found the culprit. The bearing, which is supposed to be this guy, but right here got completely torn apart, and here's the remainder of the bearing. We have some of the spinners laying down here, but this thing got completely destroyed. So this was the culprit. I'm gonna swap it out. I got all new bearings, I got brake pads. I'm just gonna go ahead and swap it out, and we should be good for the day. But I'm so glad I found it. It's definitely not the brake pads, not the calipers, which I thought it was. It was the bearing that completely got destroyed. So I thought I fixed it, however, we ran into another issue. All right, and here's take two. Essentially, it did the same exact thing as it was before, and completely grinding. This rotor is just way too big, and I actually went to O'Reilly's and picked up the correct rotor. This is a 19 millimeter, and the ones that we have on here is 23 millimeters. So what we learned today is don't trust the AutoZone guy when he says that this rotor would be good for all applications. I actually did more research, and dimensions are really important. So we got the 19 millimeter rotors, and we'll see if this makes any difference or not. So disassembly was pretty quick, pretty straightforward when it comes to this. It looks like the bearings are still in great condition, as well as the seal. So it was just the rotor being too big, and then for the cause of this, I'm not entirely sure what may have caused this. All the hardware back there looks great, but now basically for the reassembly, this is the new rotor, this is the rear of the rotor. I have the bearing, to which I'm going to just drench it in the grease, plant it right there, and then put the seal on with the seal right here. So again, the big bearing goes right into here, grease it all up, plant the seal in, and then basically it's ready for reassembly, and we'll see if it works or not. Alright, got the new rotor on, got the new pads on, got the caliper. Hopefully this works. I need a new grease cap. I'm gonna go to the store, but I'm not too worried about that now. I do want to go ahead and see if I fix the problem or not, but everything looks good to go. Just gonna tighten everything and take it for test drive. Now that that is complete, we figured out what the problem was, my mistake, and I love learning, love building these things, and I love to see your guys' comments contributing to this build because we're all in it together. So now that we have that, let's go ahead and do an in-depth review on exactly what we have here. So I did another 100 miles to get the car dynoed, which will probably be the next video, and the calipers currently look like this. I'm still a little bit nervous about the uneven wear, so go ahead and let me know. Also, I still have to get the grease cap, which is not something I'm too worried about. However, I am worried about how I didn't get that retainer nut, because there's absolutely no room between the rotor. It is completely like not moving at all, so it's very, very sturdy. However, this little clip is stopping this from pushing out. So I think it's okay. It ran very, very well. I do need to go ahead and bleed the brakes because they are very, very squishy. And this is that little retainer that I'm talking about, but honestly, it just does not fit. Even if I did have the capabilities of putting it on here, it just would not fit. So I'm not entirely sure why or how this is it. Please comment down below what I should do. I know that this is a concern, but honestly, there's no way to take this nut out, as you guys could see. I just have to leave it like about there. So comment down below, give me some tips and tricks so that I don't injure myself or danger myself. But as everything goes, it turns fine, exactly how it's supposed to be. Again, it's not loose back and forth as much as I move it, so it's very sturdy how it is, and it's in a pretty good condition right now. So please give me some tips and tricks. I really need your guys' help. I really do appreciate your guys' help. But yeah, this pin is not fitting in there. Even if it did, it would have no threads to stay on because there's just no room. And I know this goes underneath this pin, but trust me, when this pin is out, there's just still no getting this little retainer on. But so far, this is currently what I have. Let me go ahead and just bleed my brakes. Also, if you guys want, I do want to take this time to mention that I have some stickers. If you guys want to go ahead and support the build, I really appreciate it. Link will be down here as well as down in the description if you want to go ahead and support the new stickers, as well as I have some really overpriced stickers if you guys want to put a little bit more to the build. If you guys don't want to contribute, no problem. I just ask to give it a big thumbs up and then share the video and then copy link. You don't have to share it to anybody, just click share and copy link. I'll greatly appreciate that. It'll help out the build a lot. It'll help out YouTube's algorithm to push the video to more people so that we could all enjoy the video together and show the process on Beverly. So again, give it a big thumbs up, click share, and then copy link, and we'll be good to go. Yes, I am aware that when you do brakes and rotors, you do both sides. I do understand that. However, the reasoning for this was because the rotors were completely shattered. All the internal hub assembly just completely tore apart. I did check the brake pads on the other side. There's about a full ½ an inch, as well as the rotors are good as well, so I didn't feel the need to swap out the passenger side. We are going to upgrade to the Vvivid brakes, which is my most desired brake design all around, so stay tuned to come on that. I just wanted to go ahead and fix the current problem so that I could continue making videos for you guys, content, and not be stuck and wait for these Vvivid brakes to come in. So full brake upgrade kit coming very, very soon. However, let's go ahead and move on to see what else is wrong with my Mustang. So right away, I just want to give you guys a good look around on the driver's side brake suspension here. A lot of you guys have caught some attention and commented down below some issues here wrong with the car. So if you guys see any other additional issues, please let me know. It will help out the channel a lot. Everything else does seem to be okay. A lot of you guys wanted to see what the suspension was. It does look like these are not original, and as well as the shocks as well. However, previously we worked with Alden American suspension, and we actually upgraded these to the coilover. So I may work again with them. That video got well over 100,000 views. You guys seem to like it a lot, so maybe we could go ahead and work out another deal with Alden American. But it does look like just stock springs along with the shocks. Doesn't seem to be shot. It's a pretty loose ride nonetheless. May need to make it more firm, but looking underneath, we do have a little bit of rust right here. Not too worried about, but like the main components and the main inner fender seems to be pretty good so far. So let me go ahead and actually switch to the GoPro. We'll head right underneath. All right, now we are on the GoPro. We're finally getting underneath the car so that we could see everything wrong. And so far we do see a leak in the transmission, which is not too big of a deal. I've dealt with this many, many times. And this is actually a very infamous problem with, I believe, one of the seals behind the transmission and connecting to the motor, but that will be easily fixed, of course, when we upgrade the transmission and do the full motor. I have driven this about 500 miles so far and have not had to refill the transmission fluid just quite yet, so I don't know if I'll be in total need of this. It seems to be good to go. Regarding oil leaks, doesn't look too bad here. Everything looks to be good to go, but one thing I did notice while I was actually driving an OB is the exhaust, and it seems to just be the driver's side, but I don't think the exhaust is supposed to be this loose. So this was on the brake lines. I did catch this problem while going over to in the beach. I had to come up with a jerry-rig solution, so I just got some tinfoil to block between the exhaust pipes and what I believe is the brake line, and I did it all around here, as you guys have seen, just for a temporary fix here. Again, this is a major exhaust leak, big exhaust leak. So that's another problem that we found, is the exhaust is very, very bad. So maybe we'll do the Pypes Performance exhaust, who knows. But as mentioned previously, it does look like we have an upgraded cap back, to which they cut the original exhaust and just welded on a cap back. As of now, we do have a very, very big exhaust leak and oil leak. We have transmission leak, What else? It does look like this as well. The power steering is, these bushings are completely shot as well. Very happy and fortunate to actually have some power steering, but sorry, it's a quite tight fit. I have to really get underneath here. But one of the main things that I need to have is, of course, the power steering as well as the power brakes. And so I think I may have to upgrade my power steering now that this is gone. So comment down below any type of power steering suggestions. It does look like to be a quite easy replacement, to be honest. Just a bolt right here and a bolt right there to swap out this full unit right here, and then also some lines here. So everything else does seem to be in okay condition. Brake, the oil pan seems to be in good shape as well. Everything underneath, no major leaks. So it does look like whoever did the rebuild of the motor did a great job sealing off everything, and as well as suspension, also a very good job, minus the rotors if that had to do anything with it. But it definitely does look like we need power steering to be fixed or upgraded. We need to upgrade the brakes. We need to fix this seal right here. As you can see, a lot of the juices are coming from this little seal here, and then underneath here as well. And then this is a really bad, let's go ahead and check this out here. That's really bad, as you guys see. It does look like we have some signs of rust right here as well. We're going through the full rest so far, not too bad. I do know that right here is this is probably the worst condition right here. So I got all oily hands, but this seems to be the only rust. I think this is the carpet if I'm not mistaken, so it just needs to be patched right here. Everything else along the full undercarriage seems to be at least in okay condition as I see right now. So let's go a little bit down there to see exactly what's underneath it. So there's still no word or brand on these mufflers. Maybe stock replacement, I'm not entirely sure. They do sound good. It's just also a downpipe that we see right there. So definitely want to get myself a nice Pypes catback. Maybe an H-pipe. This definitely needs an H-pipe, not an X-pipe, just because the H-pipe has a more of a classic muscle design. So, and I do want to go ahead and extend it so that the tips actually come out in the rear like a classic 68 Mustang should, as well as my bumper is built for that, so might as well do it. Also, we have to what seems to be not the original shocks. Bushings are in great condition, and they seem to be okay. The ride is all right as well. So the Alden American shocks also will be a great upgrade when we do the suspension. When it comes to the rear diff, it is leaking. It's always an issue with Ford rear ends. They always leak. Even the modern day ones, my S197s, both the Shelby as well as my 3-valve, all had leaking differentials, which is no problem at all. We could go ahead and get that fixed as well. Maybe upgrade the rear differential as well. And it seems to be stock leaf springs as well. So we have stock leaf springs going in and out, and that seems to be pretty much it. No signs of rust when it comes to the rear end. It seems to only be that one place. All right, now that we're done with underneath the car, let's go ahead and check in the engine bay. A lot of things that you need to look out for is rust on the strut towers, the braces that connect the full frame, the firewall, and just basic maintenance around the engine. So underneath the engine, it seems very good. It maintains oil very well as well. Have not had to add anything. I will do a first oil change as well as maintenance very soon. Engine seems to be in good condition. When we talk about the strut tower braces, they seem to be in good condition as well. Again, whoever did this obviously replaced everything as though they should with these two braces along the engine bay. When we talk about the firewall is also in great condition as well. Doesn't seem to have any rust. Whoever did the bodywork did a very good job. There are always room for improvement, but again, if you guys see anything that I don't see, please comment down below. There are some fittings that don't seem to be connected, like this guy right here, as well as this guy right here. Not entirely sure what that is all about. There are also some fittings right here, which I believe is the fog lights, and everything else seems to be good to go. The one thing that really caught my eye was how well they took care of the rust, and I'm happy to say that it is in good condition. When we talk about interior, as mentioned in the previous videos, all of the gauges work. The oil pressure works well. Speedometer works well. The timer is not there. I believe that's where the timer goes. The alternator is good, as well as the temperature of the motor is good as well. The only thing that's works but it's not accurate is the fuel gauge. I still don't know exactly how this works. So far I've just been fueling up every time I drive, which is no problem. I don't mind fueling up. Definitely need to go ahead and get that fuel gauge up and running and working. Interior is good to go, so don't want to talk too much about that. We are just focusing on what's wrong with the car, and so far interior is in great condition. Another thing that I've been mentioning throughout my full channel is this gas cap, and as you guys could see, it is completely fading out my paint because it keeps on overspilling, and a lot of you guys have been telling me little solutions which have been working. Fueling upside down really does work. However, even after I finish, it does come out really fast because gas shoots out so quick, and I still manage to spill gas even if I do it the correct way. So CJ Pointing Parts does have a kit where you could go ahead and take out this neck and just fuel up directly here, so I could prevent deteriorating this paint, which honestly is in good condition. I don't want to make it worse, so I definitely need to go ahead and fix this before we do anything else, so I could just gas up right inside. And talking about rust, I've already shown you guys before, but rust is not too bad here, just a little surface rust. I do have a car cover just in case, and as well as I carry all my tools here just in case something were to go down. But yeah, the inside of this looks very good, so don't have to worry too much about the rust in the trunk. So that is everything wrong with my 1968 Ford Mustang. It's always good to get underneath the car, see exactly what's going on with it. I'm glad I caught this issue, glad that it was making lots of noise so that I noticed it, as well as the gas fuel was very bad. So as of now, this is the current setup I will have here. Let me go ahead and just bleed my brakes, and we'll call it a day, and then I'll show you guys the dyno video and some more videos to come to see exactly the full series on Beverly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe and like. Also pick up a sticker if you want to go ahead and contribute to the build. I'll really appreciate that. Even if you don't want to contribute to the build, just please give it a big thumbs up, as well as click on share and then copy link. That's all I really need you to do. Like it and then click share and copy link, and we'll be good to go. That will help out the video a lot. So thank you so much. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We'll see how much the engine makes.